Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for another speed build. Today I am building in the brand new world that came with the Growing Together expansion pack on a kind of weird little lot, and the way I actually oriented the house, it looks really weird on the gallery, but I promise it's super cute, so just stay with me and go to the tour because I think you'll really like this one. I was really happy with how the build came out, and all in all just really love the build because it was a process, let me tell you. I almost didn't even post this video today because I've been sick for the last week and I have finals. Shout out to everyone doing finals, whatever grade you're in, whether you're in high school, college, middle school, I don't care. Finals are stressful, but I am happy to report that tomorrow, given the day that I'm posting this, I'm totally dating my video, but that's fine. I will be officially done, and I will only have one more semester of college, and I'm so excited to be done and never, ever, ever have to think about doing another discussion post, hopefully ever again in my life, unless I become a multi-millionaire doing grad school or becoming an attorney or whatever I decide to do. But till then, I hope to never have to see the discussion post board ever again in my freaking life. And on top of that, out of my, little bits of obstacles to overcome to post this video, my dog Peaches, who I've recently acquired from the shelter, hashtag adopt don't shop, who I love very dearly, is testing my freaking patience because she almost was returned to the pound. Obviously I'm joking, but last night I'm up, I'm studying, I'm gonna take a little break. I'm okay, I put my books away and I got up to get myself a little juice box, you know what I mean, a little juice box moment. Treat yourself. And I was maybe gone for 3 minutes. I come back, and she has completely chewed the charger to my laptop that I use to record my games. Which, in the name of trying to be practical and gracious and, happy, I'm glad she didn't eat the one that I've been using for school because that's the more important one at this exact moment. But I cannot tell you that I wasn't super pissed because I am still a little mad about it. But you know what? Nothing a little next day shipping from Amazon cannot help. So I am forgiving her. She has been forgiven, and she's really cute, so it's kind of hard to stay mad at her. But, that's kind of where I'm at this exact moment. Anyway, as we get into the build, I think it's important to note that I actually cut quite a bit out. Per usual, I cut out my bathrooms and my hallways because I don't think you guys really want to see me furnish that, and I cut quite a bit of the landscaping because there's a lot. You're going to see it. And I think it turned out really beautiful. It's a little different than how I normally do it. I got to use a lot of colors because I was really trying to go for a kind of beachy aesthetic. But I obviously didn't build this in the world that came with Island Living because that's not the kind of beachy I was going for. I think you're going to see it when we do the tour and it kind of all comes together. But I was definitely going for a thing. Except I started building this house a couple weeks ago. It took me a couple hours, and it was something I was just kind of building on the side for funsies. And I went to edit the video, and I realized I didn't actually finish the house. So I went back in, and you're going to see it. I furnished the entire downstairs almost, and I came back to finish the upstairs, and I didn't know what I was going for anymore, and I completely changed everything I had done. I cut that part out, but we will see it in the tour and as I'm flashing through in the whole nine, because I don't actually know what happened to the footage, but about halfway through fixing it and changing it, I realized that my recording was not happening. So I do apologize for that, but you'll see it in the tour. And maybe you guys can watch what I did to the downstairs and try to figure out what I was going for because it was hot pink and yellow and it was just not the vibes, at least not for this particular build. But I'm really happy with how the build came out entirely. If I remember correctly, I believe it's 5 bedrooms and 2 or 3 bathrooms. I'm not entirely sure, but it's very open concept, very cute. Here I am just putting the flooring in. I actually love that floor, and I don't remember if I ended up changing it. I know I used that floor, but I may have chosen a lighter swatch because in the end, I did end up going with a little bit more of a calm, almost, I don't know, not muted, but you'll see. I definitely toned down some of the color choices because, like I said, it was hot pink and yellow. So, just, the average life of someone who builds in the Sims because it can get a little crazy. I changed all the countertops. I changed all the furniture. I was just going a little nuts. And I even had a storyline. I remember when I started building this, I had something I was really clearly going for, and I just couldn't remember what it was anymore. You know, does that ever happen to you when you just have a whole vibe and then, like, forget? I do the same thing where, like, if I have 2 pieces of something, take your charger, for example, like your phone charger. Let's say I lost the cord and I have the box. It is 1,000% like up my alley to take the box and put it somewhere and be like, I'm going to put it right here so I don't forget where I put the box. And then I'll look for the charger, and I'll finally find it. And the moment I have it in my hand, I no longer remember where the box is. That's kind of the vibes that happened when I was building this house. But it ends up being very, like, almost cringy kind of, I want to live on an island, hi-ho the Dario beach living, in my personal opinion. And granted that where I'm originally from, I actually am from an island. No, I'm not from Hawaii. I wish. Very jealous. But I am from, like, a beach town island place. And I have seen a lot of this. I have a lot of expertise with it. And I don't know what it is about middle-aged women living nowhere near the water or living right on the water. Because quite frankly, even if you live coastally, why on earth does your house have to be coastal themed? I absolutely have disdain towards coastal living homes for some reason, and I think this was kind of a nod to that deep-rooted disdain, because if I see one more wall wrapped in shiplap, I'm done. I love little Joanna Gaines on HGTV. Love her. Love to watch all those fixer-upper shows, and I am guilty. I will admit that. I, a million moons ago, used to love shiplap. But now that my own mother has put it all over our house, and that it has been on every person's home I can possibly think of, I don't like it. That's right. I am a hypocrite. This is me. Please don't cancel me. I would like to formally apologize to the shiplap community, but I kind of don't like you guys. I don't not like you. I just don't like the shiplap. You know what I'm saying? Look at this living room, though. You see what I'm talking about. It is pink and yellow and, like, coastal, but also, like, this, like, mid-century modern vibe. I don't know what I was doing at this moment, but I was clearly misbehaving. I was obviously going for something, but I just don't know what it was. Anyway, you know, it's been so terrible in my life lately. Not really terrible, but really consuming my life, more so than The Sims, actually, for once. I just started watching Scandal, and for those of you who don't know what that is, because I'm not a big TV girly, but I was like, I need like a background noise show. It was supposed to be a background noise show, and it's taking over my freaking life. I've been watching Scandal, which ended like 5-6 years ago. There's like 8 seasons, and it's been like a week and a half, and I'm already on season 4. No one spoiled that for me because I'm really into the whole sexy Mr. President affair thing going on, and that's not a spoiler. That's like first 5 minutes, you know. But been loving it to the point where it's taking over my life. And my other guilty pleasure has been kind of low budget Wattpad turned movies. And I fell down this rabbit hole a few weeks ago where I actually was like, just like recommended for me on Netflix. And like, I am an after girly. I'm a Twilight girly. All the 50 Shades, the 365-day movies. I'm into it. Except my hot take is I did not like To All the Boys I Loved Before. But The Kissing Booth, up until the 3rd one, I was on board. I was younger, and I admit it. But I was on board. But I'm into like the cringy romance movies that kind of just are like, they're so bad, but they're so good. And I will die on this hill, so if anyone wants to come for me, goodbye. But at one point, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm just building my little sim house, like having the time of my life, you know, self-care. And I was not really paying attention to the movie because, again, it was more background noise. I only really start to pay attention when in this movie, and I'm trying to remember the name of it, they are rapping very vivaciously in French. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I look up, and so I watched this performance of this French rapping. And keep in mind, they're recreating a play about a historical event while rapping in French. I don't know what's going on. And that's the moment I realized the entire movie itself is in French. It's not in French. It has English voiceovers. But like if you just watch their mouths close enough, it's very apparent that they're the audio in their mouth is not like completely adding up and matching up. And I was like, I have really fallen so far down this hole that I am watching foreign films to get my fix on these romance movies. And you know what? I loved it. 10 out of 10 recommend falling down that rabbit hole on Netflix. There are so many other things that you can like consume. And I'm not mad about it. I had a great freaking time. But it was hard to explain when my mom was like, who the heck is watching all these French movies? I was like, Mom, I could be a bad kid. I could be a bad person. Leave me and my Sims and my French movies and my dog alone. Miss, I have shiplap on my walls. Those who live in glass houses should not throw stones. You know what I'm saying? As we head upstairs and we are in the first bedroom, I believe I decorated this home with the idea of having 3 triplet girls. And then they have this like toddler room at the very end that I furnish. And in my mind, that was like the prodigal boy of the family. And maybe this house belongs to like the ultimate, maybe not mommy vlogger, but she almost falls in that category. But like the kind of mommy vlogger who's got like a crush on their son. Like, have you ever met those boy moms? And this is no hate to all boy moms, because my mom is a boy mom. And quite frankly, I think I'm destined to be a boy mom. Don't ask me why. It's just like a feeling. But like, have you ever met those people or dated those guys whose mothers are absolutely in love with them? And I don't mean like, I love my son. I mean like, I'm in love with my son in a weird way, because I have dated one of those guys. I have. And it's a rabbit hole, my friends. Anyway, but in my head, like, she couldn't have been satisfied with her 3 very nice young ladies. I mean, I imagine they're nice young ladies. I didn't really consider them very much. Oh my God, I am the boy mom. Plot twist. I'm the very thing I swore to not be and destroy. But like, now that she has her son, nothing else matters. She is obsessed with everything that he does, and even his room like matches the aesthetic, because she couldn't convince her girls to like match her house to house, wall to wall aesthetic of this like islandy, paradiso, calm, serene home. Because those influencers whose homes you look at and you're like, there's no way any living, breathing human, let alone a living, breathing human with 5 kids under 10, has a house that white, bright, and clean all the time without at least 4 maids, or maybe they just like rent the house, or they kick all the kids out for the whole weekend. They clean it top to bottom. They take all their content for the month, and then they let them move back in. Because I live with me and my dog, and like, it's my house. It's normally pretty clean. I really enjoy cleaning because, controlling things when we're feeling out of control, whatever. But even with that, like, things get a little messy. Not everything's very picturesque all the time. And I have a real cute apartment. By the way, I did build my IRL apartment in The Sims. It's not exact, but it was pretty cute and close. So if you guys want to see it, I will link the video at the end of this video. But even that is hard for, like, me. So I could not imagine on what freaking planet these people are totally able to do that with a household full of 8. That's just absolutely impossible to me. That and my other thing that I'm going to call the mommy vloggers out for. This has been a rabbit hole. I'm so sorry, my friends. But those little stands for pastries, like cookies or cupcakes, and they're really cute. And they like sit on the pedestal and they have the glass dome over top. I have one of those. That was one of my first purchases I made when I finally had enough money to like do something other than pay my electric bill with when I moved to college. And I have to tell you, those do not keep things fresh. There's no way you can store things in those long term. Like, maybe you can put stuff out in them, but there's no way you can just leave your banana bread in those for a week on the counter. Because I tried that. No one told me the secret. That's not a thing that you can do. So this is Adult Lessons with Tiana, aka T Simmer. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more of this, just riveting content over my speed build that I haven't said a word about because I don't really remember what I was doing in the builds. I do remember this second bedroom right here. I wanted her to be like an artsy artist, and she's like a crystal bitch. You know what I mean? Like, she has those little pink. I don't know anything about the rock girls, and I say the rock girls because I don't know anything about them. And I'm not saying I don't believe in them, because I don't really know what I do and don't believe in. That's why I don't comment on things. Because, like, I would not mess with a crystal bitch. If she was like, I'm coming for you, like me and my stones and my crystals were coming for you, I'd be like, oh my God, please don't. I'm so sorry. And I mean that. I don't know what they do. I don't know how they work. Sometimes I think they might be a tad silly, but that's because I don't understand them and I don't want to because I'm afraid. But like in my head, this is the OG crystal girl, and she paints and she just like fucking feels vibes and it's just absolutely immaculate. And then this last bedroom was actually my favorite out of all the bedrooms. It's like a clean girl aesthetic bedroom, really cute. I imagine this third bedroom belonging to, one of the daughters is a little bit more type A. She's a planner girly, like she has a color coordinated schedule. She keeps on top of that ish. She is like one of those girls who can get up at 4 a.m. and takes cold showers because it's more hydrating for your skin and your hair and all that stuff. Like all the things you hear you should be doing, but like you don't. Like this is Cassie from Euphoria at 4:30 in the morning, living her absolute best life. Not because she wants a guy's attention, because she's too good for that. She's too secure for that. But she got the ice roller. She's got the jade, or the jade in the ivory things and the little rose quartz that you roll all over your face. She's got 76 different creams for 85 different purposes. And she's just all in all flawless. But she might be a little, panties in a bunch over nothing. But she's got that clean girl aesthetic. She wears claw clips and does Pilates. And this is probably someone in my mind subconsciously who I want to be so badly. Keep in mind, Pilates is really hard, by the way, if you've never done it. And it can also be very expensive. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm so sick. And I don't like yoga. I think it's too slow and boring. If you can't tell by how fast I talk and how easily distracted I get, I don't do slow and boring very well. My apologies. What am I doing now? I just like buzzed around. Sometimes I do that. I find something perfect and I'm like, if I don't put this out right now, I'm going to forget. And it can make it so hard when I'm editing speed builds because they zoom them up so fast. Then it's like so jumpy and cutty. And I do apologize for that, but it's who I am. And I can't help that. Anyways, at first, I thought about making it like a guest room. And I was like, LOL, that's a cop-out. Don't be lazy. And I was like, we're going to make the prodigal boy. The boy son. So this boy mom can have her dream. And although he has the smallest room, I imagine she did convince her husband at some point when he's a bit older that they should definitely give him the master suite, because what else would this little boy need? And I don't know much about his personality yet, because I've met a multitude of boys with boy moms, from those who were like, yeah, my mom's crazy. It's like a little weird, to others who were like, what do you mean it's weird that my mom wants to sleep in my bed with me at 21? And I'm like, sir, weird, red flag, red flag, red flag. And for those of you who know someone with a boy mom, just keep them in your thoughts, because it can be very challenging for them to, I don't know, date other people than their moms. I hope the boy moms don't come for me, because that's a group of people, right along with those crystal bitches, who I can be a little afraid of. Just a little. Maybe one day I'll be a boy mom, and then I can be in the club. Actually, unless this resurfaces, I probably can't be. But, yeah, as you can see, it's kind of coming together, the room. And then I always get so much heat for the fact that I paint everything in my Sims builds absolutely last minute, because it's just like who I am. You can see I'm just putting in like a few minor details, changing out the bar stools, and here comes the paint. And I was actually really excited. I used this wallpaper that we got in a free update a couple years ago. And as soon as you see it, you're going to be like, I cannot believe you freaking used it. But it was just too perfect not to. Like, I have a freaking buoy on the wall. There is a boat wheel. So how could I not use this beautiful green leaf wallpaper? I actually did consider putting it literally everywhere. So for those of you who don't like it, you got lucky. For those of you who do like it, do you want to hang out socially as friends? Because I need some more. But as this video comes to a close, we are going to pop into the game to do a final tour through, because I know I didn't really film the downstairs after I completely changed the entire thing. And again, I do apologize for that, but you really didn't miss much other than me being indecisive and becoming the very thing I swore to destroy, aka a shiplap boathouse mommy. But I am really looking forward to this summer, and I can't wait to film some more content with you. And again, my new upload schedule is actually Monday and Friday. It was Monday and Wednesday up until about a month ago. And I typically do a speed build or some other videos. I have a couple like really exciting videos coming up that I can't wait to share with you. On Monday and Friday is when I upload my legacy challenge, which is very out of pocket. We do a Wheel of Doom. If you want to be included on deciding on what is on the Wheel of Doom, don't be afraid to give me a follow on Instagram, which is always linked in my bio, because through my Instagram story is where I do most of my polls and take suggestions for my Wheel of Doom, but I also do take them from the comments in the video if that is easier and more accessible to you, wherever your heart's content. But we have a lot of fun on all my platforms, so feel free to check me out if you so like. These shell chairs, man. Did you see that little shell chair? I wanted to use it so bad, but I ended up putting a chess table out on one of the, I think on the back porch, and I was going to use them there, and it like wouldn't slot for some reason, and I was devastated because that shell chair reminds me of my grandmother's house because she had an ugly shell chair like that. She also had a boathouse, but I will tell you, my grandfather was in the Navy and was a commercial fisherman, and they also lived on the water and had a boat ramp in their house, and they owned the commercial fishing boat as well as like a little bait boat. So like my Nana got more of a pass than my mom does because we don't live on the water. We haven't lived on the water since I was a kid. And yeah. Mom, I know you're probably watching this. I love you. I can't wait to come visit you. I'm visiting my mommy soon. I'm so excited. And I'm going to bring her an epic Mother's Day present that I've definitely already bought, and I'm not still trying to figure out what to get you. Side eye, side eye. But anyway, we are about to jump into the game for a real life tour, and I will see you guys in just 1 second. Here we are with the final house, and as you can see, it came out so cute. I'm so happy with it, but forgive the landscaping because it's wintertime in my game, and you can't really see all the vibrant colors. But as we come on in, you can just see how much everything changed from that original hot pink and kind of yellow vibe. And over here, I have the dining nook, which is arguably one of my favorite places in the house. It's got that fabulous leaf wallpaper that I'm obsessed with. It's so islandy and so cute and trendy, and I love round tables. I think they just circulate conversation well, and I'm here for the vibes. The palm tree, the plant wallpaper. I'm obsessed. Then in the kitchen, as you can see, very, very plain, but I do love the island. I want one of those in real life so badly, and like the hood range and stuff. Now over here. Look at my buoy, man. I have a freaking buoy on the wall, and I didn't add any shiplap to kind of accommodate my stereotypical coastal living house, but that's because I don't like the two-dimensional texture on the shiplap in the game. So I did happen to skip it, but one missed opportunity doesn't mean much. I even included a fish tank, though, and the fish tank is even coastal, so I think that's fair. And let's be honest, no one uses that fish tank that much because it's not very functional, and it's kind of big, so why use that when you can use the big bowl? Over here, we have the master suite, which is beautiful and green, and I absolutely love because I've been really into the green vibes lately. If you can't tell by my builds, green and pink, man. Cosmo and Wanda are in my vibes. Then they have their shower, and I again use the green plant wallpaper because I just love it. Then out here we have a little bit of a skill building item, lots of landscaping. I do wish I would have had a bigger backyard because I have this fabulous kind of, not infinity pool, but like really sleek pool. And I wish I could have made a little area with like chairs and a pergola maybe, but I really wanted to build on this lot, and it is what it is. So if you guys want to add that into your game, you know, go for it. I don't really know where you'd have space, but you could always put it on a different lot. Then as we move upstairs, you can kind of see like, I pretty much succeeded on staying on theme here. I have a freaking boat wheel on the wall. You don't get more coastal living than that. I'm serious. And I have an expertise in coastal living. Then we have this first girly little bedroom, which is so cute, very clutter filled with the clutter from high school years. And then we have my crystal girlies room. And I was a little inspired by my original concept, I think, with the pink and the yellow. And I just love that rug from the pastel pop kit. Then I have my clean girl aesthetic, and she probably didn't need the green plant wallpaper, but how many times do I get to use this? Not enough. So I took my opportunity. Then I have this little bathroom, which I am obsessed with all the bathroom stuff from the Growing Together expansion pack. It is literally gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I can't think of any other way to describe it. And I love all the colors and the shapes and just so perfect. Thank you, Sims team. Then we have the prodigal son's bedroom, and this boy mom is just loving it. You know, she cultivated the perfect atmosphere for her boy mom's kit. But as you can see, that's pretty much the entire build. And I wanted to thank you guys for supporting the channel. If you'd like to see some more, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.